Sri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. Sri Sadguru Paramatmane Namaha. Sarva Maharshibhyo Namaha. It is physically impossible to give up work, for man is prompted to act by the qualities of nature. Fifth sloka. Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishtatya karmakrit karyate havashaha karma sarvaha prakriti jair gunaihi. Substance. No one can live even for a moment without doing work. Everyone without his will is made to work by the qualities born of Prakriti. Commentary. No one can live without work even for a second. Breathing is a work. Eating is a work. Walking is a work. Talking is a work. So it is known to all that work is a part of life itself. Except the Gnani, everyone else is subject to Maya, Prakriti. And the impulses of the mind compel all people to do some kind of work or other according to their nature. The scholar cannot live without study of books. The idler cannot live without aimless wandering. The learned and the ignorant are acting under the power of the qualities born of Prakriti. Each according to his nature is doing some work or other, over which he has no control. The law applies to all beings in the world. Animals and birds work according to their nature. Each has its own peculiar characteristics. Man, being endowed with reason, buddhi, may choose to work, but what is chosen is also according to his nature. So it is true that all are prompted by Prakriti. Here the word Sarvaha is used with only the single exception of the Gnani, who has become a Jivan Mukta by direct realization of the Supreme. Having attained the Brahmi Sthiti, the Gnani transcends the Gunas, and so he is not moved by the impulses arising from the qualities of nature. But since he has a body, which is the instrument of Prakriti, he uses it just for maintaining life. He is perfectly detached from the vehicle of action. The ignorant people who are every minute dragged and whirled about in all directions by the forces of nature need not, however, be discouraged. They should first of all understand that they have become slaves to certain modes of thoughts and action, which they have themselves created in previous births. Knowing it, they should undertake some form of discipline and by their own effort overcome bad karma by good karma, surrender the fruits of action to the Lord, and gradually purify their mind and become Jivan Muktas in the end. Repression of external organs while contemplating sense objects within is false discipline. Sixth sloka. Karmendriyani samyamya ya aste manasasmaran indriyarthan vihimudhatma nityacharah sa uchyate. Substance. The man of deluded understanding who, restraining the organs of action, sits contemplating the sense objects with the mind is called a hypocrite. Commentary. This is the Lord's warning to all those aspirants who renounce action before attaining complete self-mastery. Restraining means it is not the true self-restraint of real seeker. Some pretenders to spirituality appear outwardly pure by keeping back the instruments of action from their natural functions. Such external repression does not lead man to higher planes of spiritual life. Hypocrites appear like sannyasis in their outward life, while their mind and heart are defiled by low motives and sensual desires. Such pretenders are found in large numbers everywhere. They have brought disrepute to religion. The sincere seeker is prompted by the noble aim of realizing the truth of religion. Of course, in the early stages of sadhana, while the external organs are kept in check, the mind wanders about enjoying sense pleasures in recollections and imaginations. But his aim is to wash the mind of all these impurities both by internal and external restraint. The pretender has no such aim. His object is merely to use religion as a means of livelihood and social prestige. There is a world of difference between the real sadhu and the hypocrite. Let not the seeker fall into the delusion that the battle with the evil forces is over simply by restraining the organs of action. He should restrain the mind. It is the nature of the mind to wander at random through the objective world, feeding on sensual delights. This has become a mental habit on account of former indulgence in sense pleasures. Slowly, the habit should be changed. Perseverance is necessary. Nothing can be done in a day. Repeated effort over a long period will surely change the mental attitude. When a seeker undertakes a spiritual practice, he should clearly understand the method and purpose of the sadhana. Otherwise, he moves in the wrong direction. He should learn the principles and practice from experienced teachers. It is not enough to know that sense organs should be restrained. He should understand its implications. Of what use is it to restrain the sense organs when the mind is thinking and enjoying all the forbidden pleasures of the body? The Lord emphatically declares that the purpose of restraining the senses is to purify the mind. Sense control is not an end in itself, it is the means to an end, and the end being purity of mind. Of deluded understanding means the wrong practice of the hypocrite is an act of self delusion. The sense organs and the organs of action have no power to know or experience the objects of the world. It is only when the mind is attached to the senses and the body that sensuous experience is derived. So, sense control should go hand in hand with mind control. Rather, mind control comes first and sense control in effect takes place as a natural consequence. When the mind is kept under control, there is no harm even if the body and the senses move about in the world to obtain the bare necessities of life. The next verse clarifies this position. Question: what is mithyachara? Answer: restraining the organs of action and allowing the mind to wander about in the material world is mithyachara. He is the best who gives up attachment in the mind and works without desire. Seventh sloka. Yastvindriyani manasa niyamya karmendriyehi karmayoga masaktaha savisishyate. Substance. But, O Arjuna, he who controls the senses with the mind and commences the discipline of Karma Yoga by his organs of action without attachment is the best. Commentary. Both the organs of action and inner instruments of cognition are included in the practice of Karma Yoga. Then only the discipline is complete. It is the mind that moves the bodily organs of action and the sense organs of perception. So the mind should be kept detached from desire and longing for material pleasures. Such a man does his prescribed work without any desire for personal enjoyment. The senses and the instruments of action should be under the control of the mind, and the mind should be under one's control. Bondage results from mental attachment to material objects, whether the body and the senses work or remain inactive. So the point is how to keep the mind free from becoming entangled in the meshes of material world. Such freedom is its moksha. So the Lord here says that when the mind is kept free and pure, though a man moves and works in the world, he is not affected by it at all. Keeping the mind in a pure and harmonized state comes first, and the control of the body and the senses follow as a natural effect. Great men have done immortal work for the benefit of humanity by following this law. Question: what is Karmayoga? Answer: control of body and senses by the mind and doing selfless work in the world is Karmayoga.